Hi guys, it's Alex. I hope you're having a great week. So first off, I want to thank each and every one of you who've tuned in to the last few videos. Man, that last one was depressing, and I will try and make future videos more positive, but I felt it needed to be said. Anyway, the dad cardigan has been washed and safely folded away in my drawer until I feel I need another moan, which will probably be tomorrow. But joking aside, thank you. The response has been really overwhelming. I've had some amazing comments, and it's clear that there's a hunger for this kind of open conversation about finances, values, self-improvement, and So when I started this channel a few weeks ago, hoping to get 10 subscribers at best, with probably 7 of those ending up being my family, I did it solely with the intention that if any of the content helped at least one of you out there, then it was worth getting over the fear of the camera and just getting it done. Now, I know there are YouTubers out there with hundreds of thousands of followers, guys, but for me, breaking 200 is a huge deal. Now, as we get older, we of course continue growing and learning, and this never really stops. I'm sure all of you watching, if you're honest with yourself, have things you would do very differently if you could go back in time. I know I would. So as I've quickly gotten to 44, I found my tolerance for pretty much anything now lasts for about 3 seconds. And man, do I moan, and I mean about everything. I'm sure some of you can relate. However, I also know my faults, and I'm more aware of them than ever. So do not think for 1 second that I'm not on this journey with you as well. I want to build a community here of like-minded people, and hopefully going forward a blueprint of information that will work no matter the economy and no matter the latest trends, be it finances, fitness, or self-improvement and accountability. Somewhere that my young son can refer to in future years if God forbid I'm not here, and think, okay, what would my dad have done? A place also where we help, support and look out for each other no matter our backgrounds or where we're watching from in the world. We're all brothers. And if a few choice words on a few minute long video can give someone some inspiration that wakes them up a bit, gets them moving, helps them learn, master a new skill, or gives them some guidance and purpose they maybe were missing, then frankly, this channel is already a success. Now, I want to hear from you below, from all of you watching, what you're struggling with, struggling to deal with. Be kind in the comments, and no matter where you're watching from in the world, let's obviously help each other out. Now, I've made many mistakes, and definitely there has been more than one time in my life where I've stepped back and thought, damn, that was not my finest hour. But I hope as this channel grows and starts to provide, like I've said, a basic blueprint to follow for you, it can serve as a foundation to get you started. You may not like what I say, but you'll get the truth. And if you build the foundations right, life will become so much easier no matter your age. I wish I had access to what I know now at a much younger age. So basically, that was my long-winded way of saying thank you for the support. It means the world to me, and bear with me as big things are coming. So, if you watched the last video, if not, I'll leave the description below. Where do we go from here? Well, if you feel like you're drifting through life, frozen in fear, confused by information overload, and suffering from analysis paralysis, then this is the channel for you. Now, I'm a great believer in how we do one thing is how we do everything. And I'm constantly drumming into my young son that we do things properly or we don't do them at all. Now, I've found that keeping life simple is a pretty good formula to follow. And the bottom line is, in my opinion, when it comes to business, finances, fitness, or self-improvement, simple works. It's not just what you want to hear. Now, the truth is, keeping things simple and building foundations for a better life isn't glamorous. And it's not what most you want to hear, as they want a quick fix. Like this amazing fitness product I've come up with, guys, in 9 minutes. It's that easy, guys. My new Dead to Shred course will turn you into a hit with the girls, build huge muscle mass, and have you rocking 4% body fat within a few days. Buy it now. Now, sadly, the post-pandemic's cheap finance have people I know gambling borrowed money to try and grow it quickly by investing hard-earned dollars, euros, or pounds into this kind of stuff. The next big crypto, 80s coin. Invest now, guys. Now, sadly, thousands out there are misled every day by scams they think are the easy meal ticket to become an overnight millionaire or kickstart their years of inactivity and bad dietary choices to buy a body. So instead of falling into the trap of buying garbage, if you're lying in bed or on the sofa scrolling pictures of Ferraris, houses in Miami, and expensive watches on your phone, this will not make them become a reality. However, I believe anything is achievable in life if you put your mind to it. We all have the same amount of hours in a day, and it's what we choose to do with them. You may have heard the saying, it's not the hours you put into the work, but the work you put into the hours. Couldn't be more true. Now, if you're broke, in debt, out of shape and unhappy, the next level above is not the six-pack abs supercar in the penthouse. First, we need to focus on building a foundation that will create lifelong good habits, which you can instill no matter your age. Discipline, doing things we don't want to do no matter how we feel, and the journey to them is how real achievement is gained. This is about the long game, not letting our emotions control us. To give you an idea of the dangers out there, it's time for another very quick story time with Alex. Now, I'd like to think I'm a pretty intelligent guy. As I've said, I'm well aware of my faults, of which I feel I have many, but I'm pretty grounded, sensible, and I'd like to think knowledgeable about the things I'm passionate about. Now, let's cut back to a few years ago to a slightly less grayer, me, who had the brilliant idea after watching The Wolf of Wall Street for the 27th time, that I was going to not only invest money in index funds or ETFs, but also start dabbling in crypto. Why? Because index funds are boring and about the long game, and crypto was creating stories about regular people investing £650 into the latest coin I knew nothing about, which suddenly mooned and then made them 2.7 million. So being me and knowing how clever I am, I set out to start researching the world of crypto, and I'm talking in-depth research, really in-depth. In fact, so in-depth, I watched a whole 3 YouTube videos from people who had no idea who they were, but one had a Rolex, so he must know something, right? I chose my first altcoin. I turned 800 into just over 10 grand pretty quick, which was nothing but luck. I didn't research the coin. I just watched videos saying it would be 10x in. I listened to 2 people tell me it was going to blow up. I then went on to invest money in another 11 coins, all of which lost money and 4 which have lost well over 80% of the initial investment. None of them have done much since dropping. The problem is when you invest 10k in something and it drops 20%, you're now at 8k. The problem is when it goes back up 20% on 8,000, you're now at 9,600. It's painful. And if that was money you needed for something, you're now completely screwed, waiting impatiently to see if it will go up again, if at all. Just like the housing market, no one knows. We go on past data, but that's not an indication of the future. It's all presumption and speculation. Now, whilst money was going into speculating on crypto, not investing, and there's a whole difference here, guys, the unsexy fund I was also investing in has returned this year 9.2% on my money. And over the last 3 years, 38.1%. Part of my crypto portfolio at one point had dropped nearly 80%. Now, as we talked about in the last video, it's the quest for quick wins and quick fixes that leads us down the road of bad choices and living in the moment, not sacrificing today for tomorrow's betterment. The 80s were a time of authenticity, hard work, and pride in every milestone. Having a luxury car, as we said, wasn't just a purchase, it symbolised dedication and achievement. But fast forward to today, luxury seems commonplace, with many people biting more than they can chew, thanks to what has been a run of easy finance. The truth is, many of us are constantly seeking instant pleasures while ignoring long-term implications. Today, the barriers to luxury are blurred and we're enslaved by our own desires. Returning to my BMW story from the last video, it symbolises our shift from genuine aspirations to hasty and often misguided ambitions before any larger purchase or financial readiness and stability matter most. Now, having understood the financial fantasy from my previous video, which you can watch here, and the I want society, it's time to delve into actionable steps. What can you do now, today, to start forging a path towards financial stability and peace of mind? We talked about the allure of credit and how it's reshaped our view of milestones, but here's the thing, it's never too late to pivot. You can always reassess, refocus, and redesign your financial journey. First, let's tackle debt, the enemy we all know and honestly dread. Remember those figures I threw at you last time, those scary percentages? Let's break them down and make them more manageable. First of all, prioritize your debt. Start by listing your debts from highest to lowest interest rate. Attack the highest interest rate first. That's the one costing you the most money first, and then tackle the debt aggressively. Consider talking to a financial advisor, looking to diversify investments. Think stocks, bonds, and even retirement plans. Now, the next thing is budget, the dreaded B word, but trust me, knowing where every penny goes can give you an astonishing amount of control. Sounds basic, but it's life-changing when followed diligently. Third thing, side hustles. Now, before you're grown, I'm not talking about quitting your job and risking it all, but in today's digital age, there are countless opportunities from freelancing to selling digital products. There's likely something you're good at that people would pay for. YouTube videos always talk about digital products like it's the be all and end all. For those of you believing there is no money out there, money is everywhere. At a barbecue on this bank holiday weekend, I spoke to 3 different people. One wanting garden work done, one needing an airport run they were willing to pay good money for, and another asking me what I would charge them for driving their daughter to their wedding as all the cars they've looked at were booked up. Now, as I'm making this video, a colleague of mine is doing wedding photos as a side hustle. There are opportunities out there, guys. You just need to be a little creative and get out there and look for it. You don't ask, you don't get. We talked last time about cars, but now let's talk about houses. Buying property is a massive step and it shouldn't be a leap of blind faith. Research your market, don't rely on trends, look at the history, current rates and future projections, and think long term. A home isn't just for now, it's a long term thing. Think about resale value, the neighbourhood and future plans. And for the love of God, guys, ensure you and whoever you are moving in with are solid, and you know exactly what I mean. She might be nagging you that she wants your own place together, or that she wants the upgrade to the one with the double garage in the ensuite, but unless you are 100% sure, you do not do it. For my friends in the UK, I'll have a video drop in for buyers looking to buy a property packed full of hints and tips and explanations, plus a similar one for sellers to help you make the right decisions on how to market your home and make sure you're informed to find the best possible agent that's going to work for you, obviously with your best interests at heart. Now, with almost 3 decades in the property sector, I've learned that predictions about the future are just that, predictions. Hopefully there will be takeaways in these videos, no matter where you are in the world as well. And most importantly, always have that emergency fund ready. This isn't just for accidents or unforeseen health issues. The fund acts as a buffer, providing peace of mind when life's curveballs come swimming. So, as we wind down, remember the value lesson from our BMW tale. Apply that thinking to your everyday choices. Ask yourself, do I need this? Will this bring lasting joy? Is this worth the long-term cost? However, inaction, denial are not solutions. They're the very problems we need to combat. As you progress through your financial journey, remember accountability begins with self-awareness. Now, I'm genuinely thrilled to see a community forming here where we can support and learn from one another. And in our next video, we'll be diving into investing basics and smart ways to grow your income. So stick around. Share your stories and let's keep the conversation going. Comment below on what changes you're making yourself or what you've achieved so far. Check back in with us and share your progress. We're in this together. If you haven't already, hit that button and subscribe for more. Take care, get to work, and I'll see you very soon.